so today what we're doing is we're solving systems of equations with elimination. Yesterday we did substitution. Today we're going to do elimination. Now, all of these problems can be solved using substitution, just like all the problems we did yesterday could be solved using elimination. It's fine, but I want you to be versatile and be able to do all of these different methods so that you can use whichever is easiest at the time. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Now, what we have, two lines, okay, so we have a system, and what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take and try and eliminate one of our variables. Okay, that's the elimination part of this. So we're going to take and eliminate one variable and then just solve for the variable left over, then take that and substitute it back into one of the equations and find out what both our variables are and where those lines meet and where it's a true statement, okay? That's what we're looking to do. Now, the way this works is you want to have them in standard form so that you can line them up and eliminate one of these variables. So I've lined them up over each other to make it easier for you to kind of see what we're doing here. So I've got x plus y equals 4, x minus y equals 8. And what we're going to end up doing here is we're just going to add these two straight down. This is why having it in standard form makes it so much easier, right? X plus x gets us 2x, okay? 1y minus y eliminates that y. That's why I didn't do anything to this. This is the very basic of this problem, right? I just wanted you to see it. X plus y equals 4, x minus y equals 8. By adding straight down here, I can eliminate the y's, okay? So what you end up with is this plus 0y, which equals 12. Well, 0 times y is 0, so you get 2x. And I'm showing you all the steps right here so that you can see the process by which what's going on here, right? So 2x plus 0 equals 12. 2x plus 0 gets you 2x equals 12. And that's kind of how that works right there as you go through it, right? So then you just divide by 2, x equals 6. Now I'm going to take this 6 and I'm going to substitute it in. Now I can substitute it in here or I can substitute it in here. It doesn't matter. Should end up being the same either way. So I'm going to take the 6 and plug it into these here, the 2, right? So 6 plus y equals 4. Now, get the variable all by itself. Add the inverse. Okay. Eliminates that. Leaves me with y equals negative 2. Okay, so my solution is when x equals 2 and y equals x equals 6 and y equals negative 2, that's our solution where both lines cross, right? Could also put it in here. A lot of times though, they don't always use x and y for our variables, okay? So that's what that looks like, okay? 6, negative 2, there you go. Same thing here. Over here, we eliminated the y. Over here, if you look at your problem, we can eliminate the x's, right? Negative 4x and 4x. When we add those two together, it's going to get rid of them. So that's what we want, all right? We're going to add these two together, gets us 0x plus 11y equals 17 minus 6. 11, 0x plus 11y gets us just 11y. Okay, I showed the full example of this over there, so ends up being the same. Divide by 11, y equals 1. Okay, that's what you're looking at. Now take this 1 and substitute it back in. And again, doesn't matter which one, choose the one that you think is the easier of the two. So 4 times x, right, because I solved for y, so I'm going to substitute into y, 4x plus 6 times 1 equals negative 6. All right? So 4x plus 6 equals negative 6. Now start moving things away. Add the inverse. Add the inverse. 4x equals negative 12, divide by 4, divide by 4, this cancels out, x equals negative 3. So my solution set, 3, 1, where both of these lines are true, it's where they intersect. That's what you're looking at. Okay. Now remember I said, watch, because they don't always use variable or the x and y as your variables, but it doesn't matter, it's still the same setup. Okay. We want to eliminate one of the variables. All right, but notice it's not set up so that we can do that. Look, you got 6c minus 9d equals 111, 5c minus 9d equals 103. But if I come in and change the sign of one of these, right? If I make this plus 9d, that's going to eliminate this right here. So we're going to multiply all of this by negative 1. So this becomes negative 5c plus 9d equals negative 103. Now I can eliminate the d's here, right? Okay, and I'll have left the c's. So 6c minus 5c gives me c plus 0d, which is 0, which is plus there equals that, equals 111 minus 103 gives me 8. So c equals 8. Now I get to take this number, substitute it back in, and I get to pick which one I want. Okay? So here, 5 times 8, I'm just going to substitute into the original problem of this. 5 times 8 minus 9d equals 103. And I substituted it into the original problem, is what I did. Now, could I have left the negative plus and the negative? Absolutely. Okay? Either way, okay, but it still works. Okay? So 5 times 8 gets me 40 minus 9d equals 103. Add the inverse. Add the inverse. Okay? Cancels out, leaves me with negative 9. D equals, and that should be 63. Divide by negative 9 on both sides. D equals negative 7. Okay? Now, the thing about this is, when they give you non-x and y variables, a lot of times you can leave it just this, c equals 8 and d equals negative 7. The other thing that you can recognize is that it's in alphabetical order. Okay, so 8 comma negative 7 is our order pair here. Depends on what they're asking, how they ask it. Okay, so either it's going to be these or it's going to be this. Just pay attention to what they're asking. Okay? But it's not that hard. Okay? It's just elimination and then back into substitution. Okay, same thing here. Want to get rid of one of these, but notice 2y, negative 2y, negative 2y. I'm going to have to multiply through by a negative. So again, it doesn't matter which one you do. You can do. I did the bottom one over here. Let's do the top one over here. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this all by negative 1, right? So it's going to come in here and it's going to change this and all the way through. So negative 6x plus 2y equals negative 1. Okay? Took this, distributed here, here, and here. All the way through, the whole thing. Just change all the signs. Okay? Now I'm going to take these two and I'm going to add downwards, right? Gives me 4x, eliminates this, equals 4, divide by 4, divide by 4, x equals 1. Now I get to take the 1 and substitute it in for x. And again, it doesn't matter which one you do that with. Okay, so here, 6 times 1 minus 2y equals 1. So that gets us 6 minus 2y equals 1. Okay, add the inverse here. That gets me negative 2y equals negative 5. Divide by negative 2 divided by -2, y equals 5/2. It's fine to have a fraction. You're going to have that. Right? So the ordered pair here, 1 comma 5/2. And I just leave it in improper form. It's fine. Right? Here, these aren't even really set up for us right now. Okay? So we got 4 times x plus 2y equals 8, and 4x plus 4y equals 12. Nice. You got to distribute this. You can't do the elimination here without distributing that through first. Okay, you got to get it set up in standard form so that you can actually eliminate these, right? So 4 times x gets us 4x. 4 times 2y gets us 8y equals 8. But then when you look at it, well, we can get rid of these x's, but one of them's got to be negative. So we're going to go in and change all the signs of this bottom one since that's the one we just did. So there, and there. Okay, I multiplied the whole thing by -1. All right. Now we're going to solve. Well, that's going to get rid of these, and that's going to leave us with 4y plus -8y gets us negative. 4y equals 12 minus 8. It says 4. Divide by -4. Divide by -4. Cancels out. Y equals -1. Now take this, substitute it back into one of these. I'm going to substitute it into this one because I don't want to deal with that. Okay, so 4 times x plus 4 times 1, or sorry, -1 equals 12. Make sure when you recopy it, you copy it correctly. It's a simple mistake, but it'll cost you. You know, just keep solving. Okay, now start moving things over, right? Simplify both sides first before you start moving things over. So add 4 to both sides. Cancels out. 4x equals 16. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals 4. And you have your ordered pair where these two things are intersect and are true. Nice. You can do this. We're going to take this slow when we go through this. We're going to do a couple of days of this probably. We're going to do our first day here. Make sure that we understand this. Get some practice in on this because this is a really important skill that you have here. Make sure you're putting it into standard form and then eliminating one of the variables and then substituting back in. If you do that, you're going to be fine. If you have any questions,